12 years ago, Dire Straits' first hit, Sultans of Swing, made Mark Knopfler an overnight success at the age of 28. A gritty guitar band ploughing their own furrow through the eras of disco and punk, they just grew and grew through the 80s. Then their sixth album, Brothers in Arms, which included the single Money for Nothing, made them temporary claimants to the dubious title of biggest band in the world.
That's the way you do it. You play the guitar on the MTV.
They still look the part at the Nelson Mandela 70th birthday party, performing for a global TV audience in the summer of '88. But that was a one-off. On the Brothers in Arms tour from '85 to '86, Dire Straits had played 248 concerts in 12 months. When Knopfler got back home, he was worn out and grieved to find himself feeling cut off from the roots of the music he loved. So he turned to two old friends from his early days learning country blues in Leeds, Brendan Croker and Steve Phillips.
When I had my money, used to follow me around. Now I have got broke, you gotta run me down.
Gradually, over the last 4 years, the welcome night out with his mates has evolved into the Notting Hillbillies, the band, the album and the tour. As they cram in 40 British gigs in 42 days, the Hillbillies' on-the-road lifestyle may not be quite what Knopfler and keyboard player Guy Fletcher came to expect with Dire Straits. But the Knopfler level of perfectionism remains the same. They are rehearsing for the tour 7 days a week for 6 weeks.
Mark said, "Are you doing any gigs in the near future?" And I said, "Yeah, well, I've got a couple on this particular weekend." That was within a few months of finishing the tour, wasn't it? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And he came up and did a gig with me and Brendan in Leeds, in a little place, a little pub in Leeds where we were playing Saturday night, I think it was. And I think you had a stinking good time, really, didn't you?
Yeah, that's one way of putting it.
This was the Hillbillies' debut, was it?
I suppose in a way it was. I think it's probably the first time I think of that the three of us actually played in public together.
It seemed to me like the continuation of something that had been going on for years. It didn't seem strange at all at the time.
I believe you were in Leeds for about 5 years, weren't you, Mark, as a cub reporter and then as a student?
I was in
at
as
the university?
a couple on a newspaper and 3 at the university. And the day that I graduated, I went to London and joined a professional rock and roll band.
So through all that 10, 12, 15 years after you left Leeds, Mark, you managed to stay in touch. How did you do that?
Semaphore, wasn't it?
Well, I think my mates are very, by and large, been very forgiving. You know, as far as you get away for long periods of time. I mean, you shake your hand and say, "How's it all going?" You know, and just sort of pick up a guitar and carry on where you left off, really. And there's maybe a couple of new chords to pass around.